Greetings, lunatics. You are listening to The Pirate Show on DK Sports Radio and DKPittsburghSports.com. I'm Lance Lysowski, joined by Matt Sunday.
Yo,
Matt?
What's up, Lance? I'm glad that you have embraced like the "What's up, lunatics? Good morning, lunatics."
I had to switch it up because I just feel like, how long has it been since baseball season started? No, we're 90 games in. We're over that, and the Pirates are in trouble. Going, at the midpoint of this season, it looks like they're not going to make the playoffs. There's just too many talented teams ahead of them in the standings. Neil Huntington's talking about selling, and we're not all that surprised, Matt. So, you know what? With the All-Star break coming, I will be in Washington, D.C. What a better time than to do a mid-season podcast, recap what's gone right, what's gone wrong. A heck of a lot's gone wrong for this team. From what we were speaking about in spring training. But you know what?
It didn't trend the right way.
We will start with the positives. And let me hear your perspective first. What do you think has actually gone well? Maybe not necessarily a surprise, but what's your silver lining in this mess that's become this team?
I mean, I think the biggest thing that I've kind of been championing all season so far is that Starling Marte, except for some lapses, has returned to really the Starling Marte that I thought was going to be the better than McCutchen type outfielder, was going to be the five-tool guy that he was supposed to be. He's always had the assists. He's always tracked balls well. I was worried that the steroid suspension and not really ever getting back on track fully was going to maybe eliminate his future potential, but I see him rebounding really nicely this season, and he's in the 270s now. He was slumping for a little bit. He's tearing the cover off the ball the last week or so. He's up over 10 home runs. The guy's got 22 stolen bases going into Tuesday night. So he's a real big upside for me, but he doesn't counteract all the negatives that I've seen.
Yeah, you know what? I have to kind of hand it to Hurdle and Huntington. They spoke so much in the offseason about how important Marte and Polanco were going to be to this season, and I know that the listeners and all Pirates fans don't want to hear this, but those two, including Polanco, have been a big part of this offense. Polanco and OPS over 800, leading the team in home runs. Yes, the strikeouts are still there. Yes, the swing is still awful at times, but he's found an answer over the past month. Again, a silver lining. And I think you look at, some of the other players on the roster. Elias Diaz. The Pirates have a future starting catcher.
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
27 years old, yes, but hey, Cervelli with his health, with all that's gone wrong with him the last couple of years, now they actually have a potential replacement.
Yeah, everybody wants to talk about, slugging and OPS being the new batting average. You've got a guy like Bryce Harper. You bring up Washington. He's in town this week, and you're going to his town next week. The guy is batting in the 215 to 220 range for extended periods of time over the season. This is a guy that's triple crown threat going into the season. And nobody cares because his OPS is like 6,000. It doesn't matter. He just kills the ball still. He crushed the ball here Monday night. And Gregory Polanco, he's not Bryce Harper. And there are so many differences between them. But he does a lot of the things similarly to Bryce, where he hits for a high slugging percentage for the amount of hits that he gets.
You know what, Matt, I'm going to end this segment with just one more note. I guess we need to give a tip of the hat to some of the progress we've seen from Jamison Tyone, Joe Musgrove, and Nick Kingham. Chad Kuhl's hurt. Trevor Williams has kind of regressed. Ivan Nova's been Ivan Nova. But it looks like the Pirates have at least 3 starting pitchers they can kind of build their rotation around for 2019 and beyond. So, yes, Tyone hasn't been the ace that everybody wanted him to be. But, hey, there's really signs of them heading in the right direction. And, again, silver lining, that's a really good thing for this team since there's not a whole lot in the minor leagues. Yes. Now, let's head to the next segment. We'll talk about the negative. And, again, I want to thank our sponsor, StepOutside.org.
If you're one of the thousands of Western Pennsylvanians who love to get outdoors, then you need to check out this cool new website, StepOutside.org. Learn where, when, and how you can go camping, hiking, or hunting. Or take part in power sports, shooting sports, or water sports in your local community or across the country at StepOutside.org, where everything you need to know is just a click away. That's StepOutside.org.
Miller Lite is the original light beer, and we'll always brew it to have more taste, with only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. Because we believe that if you compromise on taste, you can taste the compromise. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2018 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Average analysis, 12 fluid ounces. Less than 1 gram protein, 0 grams fat.
If you're one of the thousands of Western Pennsylvanians who love to get outdoors, then you need to check out this cool new website, stepoutside.org. Learn where, when, and how you can go camping, hiking, or hunting. Or take part in power sports, shooting sports, or water sports in your local community or across the country at stepoutside.org, where everything you need to know is just a click away. That's stepoutside.org.
What I want from my public accounting firm is big ideas.
But I don't want to lose the personal attention.
My company needs global capabilities.
From a firm with local ownership.
And I want to work with industry experts.
Who take the time to understand my unique challenges. And that's what sets Schneider Downs apart. Expertise for the most complex business issues. With the service you need every day. To learn how our big thinking with a personal focus can help your company, visit schneiderdowns.com.
Injured in an accident? Need assistance in preserving your business's interests? Let the attorneys at Bassey, Vreeland & Associates protect your legal rights. For over 65 years, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates has been representing the citizens and businesses of southwestern Pennsylvania. With offices strategically located in Washington and Charleroi, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates can deliver results for you throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit www.bmvlaw.com or call 724-228-7000 to see how Bassey, Vreeland & Associates can meet your legal needs. Bassey, Vreeland & Associates. We fight, we care, we win.
Sunday, let's get right to it. Josh Bell hasn't been the player he was last season or anything close to it, in my humble opinion.
Man, if Jose Osuna was doing anything similar to what he was doing when he was up last year, I'd be clamoring every day for him to be getting a chance at that position just to spell Josh for a bit, huh?
Yeah, and let's begin by acknowledging the work that Josh Bell puts in, and this is wearing on him. He's no longer the gregarious, young, fun rookie that, was really clamoring to be that guy to hit behind Andrew McCutchen. There were a lot of expectations placed on Josh Bell's shoulders. Everybody was talking about him being the face of the franchise. He was talking about driving in 100 runs. It just hasn't materialized. His launch angle numbers are down. He's not getting the ball in the air as much. He's grounding into so many shifts. They're shifting him way more than they were last season. But again, you're just not seeing that hard contact you saw last season.
Yeah, strikeout numbers across the board in the MLB are so high right now, and batting average is coming down. A guy with kind of an awkward-looking swing that takes, a moment to get into the strike zone and find the ball and never looks truly comfortable doing it. I mean, it's not like he's Ken Griffey Jr. stepping up and with the smoothest swing you've ever seen in the world. I almost wonder if he's just tinkering too much. They've all, he's got the nickname Tinkerbell, and everybody talks about, and it's been written about where it's a positive thing that he tinkers so much with his swing because he's constantly able to adapt and to change. That was all great last season, but this season, I just wonder if all of the changes that he makes, if nobody's saying, dude, you got to stop and you got to get back to just basics of just hitting the ball, making solid contact before you're worrying about where the ball's going.
He looks off balance more often than not.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's awkward.
He's swinging at those breaking pitches low and away, and he's not doing damage on pitches in the zone that he should. Again, you want to blame Gregory Polanco. You want to dish some blame to Starling Marte, or hey, maybe even Colin Moran because he's an easy target given the player that he was traded for. But Josh Bell is by far the biggest disappointment on this roster, and I think that you look at they were able to still win, despite his struggles in the first 6 weeks of the season. But when everybody else started to struggle, Cervelli, Marte, Polanco, they needed somebody else, their best player, arguably their best player, to really pick this offense up, and it never happened. And now it makes you wonder, what is Josh Bell? How good is he going to be in the major leagues? Can he fulfill the potential that everybody and the expectations everybody kind of gave him?
It's kind of unfair in a guy's, second season in the league to just say, how can you get back? Are you capable of getting back? But we've seen it so many times where guys whether it's the pitching isn't as familiar with them or whether they're just so hot when they come up. I mean, for all intents and purposes, Austin Meadows, he's slumping in his own right now. He hit all of his home runs early, but he's a true rookie. He's experiencing this for the first time. He's not playing every day like Josh Bell was last season. It's a very different situation. But whatever's going on with Bell, they've got to get it straightened out so that he can take positive momentum into next season, so he doesn't feel like he has to tear apart his swing and completely reconstruct the thing going into 2019.
Yeah, we spoke about it in a segment on Morning Java this week. That's, again, this is the one thing that I look at the coaching staff and how they're working with Josh Bell. And let's be clear, these guys don't only take advice from the coaches on staff. A lot of them have personal hitting coaches, people they talk to back home, that sometimes it's just too much noise. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. Maybe that's the case here, but they got to find an answer. And again, let's just show let's throw one little smaller one out there, another small disappointment before we end the segment. And for me, Sunday, it's got to be the bullpen. We kind of expected some things to go wrong. I look at
52 of them.
I look at Michael Feliz as the one reliever they acquired in the Garrett Cole trade, who everybody thought he was going to eventually be that eighth inning guy. Some people saw him as a potential closer, but he's been downright terrible to the point where he landed on the disabled list. He only has really one pitch, the four-seam fastball, and you're not going to succeed with a 98-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball in the major leagues.
No, we saw him get killed early, and then he kind of straightened out, and he pitched well for a couple of weeks. And then, just everything fell apart with everybody in the bullpen, so it wasn't just him. But this is a guy that you've got to rely on to get back in and gain some trust. Tyler Glasnow has gone from, man, we're going to throw him when we're down or up 5 runs, to being a guy that the Pirates are perfectly willing to throw out there in a 2-run game, whether or not he's still trying to prove his control.
And that's not a good situation. His ERA is over 5 for a reason. He's still walking too many batters. The strikeouts are there, but Steven Brault's walking too many batters. Honestly, the one silver lining in the bullpen's Kyle Crick, which isn't good for this group as a whole, because Felipe Vasquez, you never know what you're going to get from him every night. So, Matt, it's going to be a fun final stretch of the season to see what this roster looks like. Maybe some players prove us wrong. Maybe some kind of reinforce the things that we've been talking about in this podcast and in previous weeks. So it'll be fun, buddy. I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of looking forward to maybe like a youthful injection into this team. Hey, imagine talking to like Kevin Newman before games. Wouldn't that be fun?
It's not fun because Kevin Newman does not talk before games.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, he big timed me in Columbus, and anyways, Matt, let's. Again, before we end, I want to thank our sponsor, StepOutside.org, and you know what? All of our subscribers. Without them, this wouldn't be possible, and hey, we'd be talking to, nobody. So, and that wouldn't be fun. So, thank you again, Matt. He's Matt. I'm Lance. Thanks again. Join us next time.